Good afternoon and welcome to Center at Home. I'm Matt Asner and this is Center at Home. We are in week 9, or I think it's 9 of the pandemic. Maybe it's longer than that. It all kind of comes together, doesn't it? But we're here every Friday at 3 o'clock, and we're coming to you live from at Asner Family Center. And here's my co-host, Navah.
I ran
Asner.
in.
You ran in.
Yes.
You started everything and you ran in. You pushed the play button and you ran in.
Hello, everyone.
But we're here live from the Ed Asner Family Center, and we're happy you joined us today. We got a great show.
Is it week 9? I mean, our 9th show already? No.
No, but I think the pandemic was going on a little bit longer than our show.
Okay.
So we were late to the game. We kind of got
well,
here
everything blurs.
Everything
after a
blurs.
while. I think this last week has been the hardest of the entire duration.
Right? I agree.
It's been the hardest.
It's been tough.
It's been the hardest.
It's been really tough. It's been a tough ride this week.
I think that the last change in the schedule was very, very hard.
Yeah.
And I've talked to a lot of people that said that this was the one kind of week that was really challenged them and made them feel like,
yes.
Just when you think you can handle, then you get the idea that there's another load and another load and another load. So it's been a very difficult week for all of us.
It has. And but we make it work. Don't we?
What traits do we have?
I don't know. It's like a lot of people are telling me how much weight they've gained, over the break. What are you looking at me like that for?
I'm not. It's the Corona 20.
Look, I don't think I've gained weight. Okay.
Oh.
I don't think I've gained weight. But what I do notice is I notice that all of my clothes are a little smaller on me, which I'm not really sure why, but I know I haven't gained weight.
I went in your closet and I switched all your clothes.
I haven't stepped on a scale, but I'm sure I haven't gained weight. But my clothes are a little small on me. So
wow. I don't even want to talk about that question. But, just when you think things can't get more dismal,
but I've been trying to take walks. I took Navah on a monster walk. We walked.
Oh my God!
We walked how many miles? 8 miles. We walked 8 miles.
But it wasn't 8 miles. 8 miles is not the problem. The problem is it was 100 degrees, and we didn't bring water.
Well, we ended up stopping.
I thought I was going to faint.
We ended up stopping somewhere and getting some liquid.
I have a really low tolerance to hot or cold. So I think it's my fibromyalgia.
But we did it.
We did it, but
we did
I was ready to kill you. I was like, calling.
You were. It was fun.
I was like, I hate you. Why'd you make me do this on my one day off?
It was fun. But Navah's a swimmer, so she's not a walker. She's a swimmer.
I think you can do everything you need to do in the pool and without getting heat stroke. So.
Exactly. So we have a great show today.
I'm very excited about our show today.
We have of course Chelsea Darnell, who's going to join us in a few minutes to talk about Hollywood. We have hairstylist to the stars, Nina Paskowitz. Interesting last name.
Very unusual. Yes. Happens to be related.
Oh, yes.
Nina's daddy and my daddy were brothers.
And Nina is a Hollywood hairstylist.
Yes.
And so a lot of people are saying, "Oh, I need a haircut. Oh God, I need a haircut." So Nina's going to come on and kind of give some tips on how we can cut our hair, our
loved one's hair.
And of course, Navah cut my hair.
I was going to say, sadly,
she didn't.
Too little, too late.
She didn't watch the show before she cut my hair, so it's a little
bald. It's
a little ragged.
One little bald spot.
But
I did my best. It was after I shouldn't have had the second glass of wine. Is the problem before I cut your hair.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think our friend Kevin and Susan just said.
Oh no, they won the prize. Yeah. I think he cut himself or something like that. Right?
No, I think that was superimposed.
It was a joke. Okay.
But Nina's going to teach us how to actually cut your loved one's hair without leaving a big bald spot like I did on.
I'm not really bald.
No,
I only play this on TV.
It's just a little.
No, but actually I am losing my hair. But when you have some,
Don't point that kind of stuff out. Now
well, I
people
know.
are gonna-
I'm proud to be losing my hair. I'm proud.
Really?
Yes.
What? Why?
What?
Why?
Because I'm
Mature, professorial.
no, because I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm comfortable in my own skin.
Right.
I'm a happy man. I'm okay with
Wow.
going bald. I'm okay with going bald. I really am.
Okay.
See?
Good on you.
I am. I mean, I used to have a luscious head of hair, but it's not there anymore. So when you don't have it, you can't hide it, right? You just can't hide it. You got to go with it. So I'm going with it. Am I okay? Is everything okay? So why don't you leave us a chat? You can chat with us here because we get all the comments. So if you're watching and you want to ask a question, or if you have a statement like how beautiful my hair is, then we can,
one of our guests.
We can read it. What?
A question
for one of our guests. So let's bring our first guest in now.
Let's do it.
Okay. We're also going to check in with Dr. Gary about the whole situation with the COVID stuff at the end. End on a high note. So our first guest is Chelsea Darnell, and we're going to bring Chelsea in. Hey, Chelsea.
Hey, Chelsea.
How are you?
Hi.
And Chelsea does our movie chat each week on Saturday night. If you want to just sign in and have some social fun times with teens and adults, and just talk about the latest movie that they're seeing.
And basically, what you do is you watch the film, and then you get together and talk about it.
And then we all congregate on Zoom every Saturday at 7. Our movie for tomorrow is Toy Story, the very first one.
Oh, yay. That's fun.
One of my favorites.
So Chelsea, what are you watching? What is fun, and what's your binge right now?
First of all, this is the perfect time for me to be binging a reality show. The one show that I have to tune in every week and I cannot miss it is so I don't know if you guys probably heard of 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah,
I have not.
So usually the way it works, the regular 90 Day Fiance is you have a couple, one from the States and the other is from a foreign country. And basically they have 90 days to get married in order for one of them to move to the United States. This iteration of the show that's going on right now is before the 90 days. So it's basically before the 90 days that they have to get married. This is like this version of the show, it's a spinoff, is like the getting to know each other stage. And let me just tell you, there's a lot of drama and a lot of chaos.
How is that even legal? Aren't they
So
like
it's like a reality version of Green Card?
Yeah, I was going to say Green Card. Aren't they admitting that they're marrying for the visa?
Well, they're marrying for a television show is what they're marrying.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't it illegal to get married for just the visa?
I have no idea. I guess so.
They have to sign waivers because they're going to all be arrested after the show.
I don't know. There's always something. Usually what happens on the show is that you'll have at least a couple of couples that are genuinely in it because they love each other. And then you have the other couple, and then you have the other couples who they just want to, like, they don't really care about the other person. They just want to come to the United States.
Yeah. Is there like a cash prize, or is the prize just like you win?
No, it just follows these people's lives, and like, there's no prize, there's no money they earn. It's not a competition. It's simply like they just show different couples and their experiences. It's very interesting. There's some of the couples, like, there's definitely very unrequited. For example, there's this one guy on the show named David, and basically he's been talking to this woman named Lana for like 7 years online.
Oh my gosh.
And basically when you watch the show, and there are some spoilers, so if you guys are not into spoilers, feel free to just tune out. But if you're into that,
because it's really going to matter on this show, isn't it?
Yeah, but basically, so this particular person, he's like talking to her for like 7 years. They've never FaceTimed or anything, and it's so obvious that like you think he's being scared. Like she cancels meeting him like 4 times to the point where like, she's catfishing him, right?
Yeah.
Well, last episode we found out that she's a real person. Her face is real and her name is real, but I still think he's being scammed. She just is looking for some kind of handout. It's so obvious.
What?
Oh, wow.
And you can like go, basically he keeps track of
Yeah,
you.
it's kind of sad. Matt and I started watching a show called Hollywood. It's a little racy. Can I say
It's
I
that?
saw some of that. It is very not safe for work.
Yeah,
No.
it's very racy, but it's really good, and
No.
I love the leads.
Nava likes it more than I do.
Yeah,
but-
I'm like savoring it. I don't want to binge it all at once, so I'm like watching it really slowly. I love
I
it.
just find it interesting how they kind of skewed the history a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Like it's interesting what they did with Rock Hudson.
I know.
Because
It's
nobody
pretty-
knew he was gay until he
Well, that's
died.
actually really interesting for me because I wonder what the rights issues are there, in terms of, there's a lot going on there. I'm not going to ruin it for anyone, but there's a lot going on
Mhm.
with these characters.
They're being very
it's like-
transparent
They
about their
named it
life,
after
their
a real
private
guy.
life.
They named it
Yeah.
after Rock Hudson.
Well, they use all the real stars' names.
Right. No, but those the actresses.
They
are-
show Vivian Lee as like a total mess.
Well, it's
Last
interesting.
night was.
I wonder. I guess they're not living, so they really can't do anything. But I don't know.
I mean,
don't know.
I wonder if you have to talk to the estate or something.
Oh,
like
you've
that.
got to.
I don't know.
It's such a great show, though. The
unusual.
costumes, the makeup, the hair.
Costumes are amazing.
It's
Costumes are amazing.
incredible. I loved it. I mean, I'm really enjoying it.
So Hollywood, and what's the other one? 90 Second Fiance.
90 Day Fiance. But this version that's going on right now during quarantine is before the 90 days. So they have like 3 different spin-off shows. There's one called 90 Day Fiance the other way, where they have somebody from the US go to the other country. That makes any
Did we
sense?
lose you? Oh, there we go. What happened?
What's that? There you are. You guys are like frozen for a minute. Hold on a minute.
We had a little bit of a glitch.
No worries.
Difficulties. This is what happens when you're in a pandemic mode. We
Right?
we have
Wow.
internet issues. So
Even CNN had their
they
issues.
do, yeah.
Yeah.
They do. So listen, Chelsea. So 7:00 tomorrow night, right?
Yep, 7:00. We're discussing the very first Toy Story movie. Not 1, 2, not 2, 3, and 4. Just 1. It's going to be really fun. Saturday night till tomorrow, 7:00. Be there.
Or B Square. And RSVP to Shelby at edasnerfamilycenter.org.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and we've sat in on a couple of them, and they're great.
Yeah.
and you're getting a good crowd now. So we'll see you tomorrow night, and we'll see you next week for another Hollywood moment. And
I'm going to force Matt to watch 90 Day Fiance.
I'm going to watch 90. What channel is 90 Day Fiance on?
TLC.
TLC.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll watch an episode. Next time we talk, we'll see. We'll talk about it.
Great. Well,
All right.
thank you
Bye,
guys.
Chelsea.
Bye, Chelsea.
See you next week.
Very cool. 90 Day Fiance. I like 90 Second Fiance better though.
That show is really popular, though.
I know. So
Wait
we're
a
gonna have
minute. If I talked you into seeing Twilight, did you forget about that? We should have told Chelsea that.
We should have told
It's
Chelsea.
been 8 years.
I
that you refused to
I
see
finally
that.
saw Twilight, the first one, and
Mhm.
I'm fully
You're a
team.
Twihard.
I'm Team Edward because that's
You
the
are
only
Team
team to be
Edward.
on after the first one. So
Yeah, but now you have.
I
to-
never. I watched that, and I'm thinking to
There's
myself,
gonna be a
why
rival.
is there Team Edward and why is there Team Jacob? Team Jacob is just like silly made up thing.
No, he's like a sweet little boy in the first
but
one. He's her buddy.
It's not teamworthy.
but
There's
it's
nothing
worth-
teamworthy about what's going on there.
So you're intrigued,
So-
and now there's going to be chapter 2.
All right, we're going to bring our second guest.
Matt
in.
Asner is a Twihard.
We're going to bring our second guest in, and this is a very familiar person to us
Yay!
because she's a family member.
Yes,
Nina
and Dave.
and Dave.
Nina, I was telling everyone that I made an attempt to cut Maddie's hair, and I used the buzzer, and he could tell by the look in my face I really hit too hard, and I got a really good
Well, I think
spot
it-
right here. So
I think it was the slamming of it down on my head.
yeah, So we're hoping that with your help, our community is going to they're going to have a better haircut than I
Yes,
gave them.
we need you to save our community from
Yeah.
ourselves and show us, like, Dave, you look a little unkempt.
As usual, yeah.
I think Dave's in need of a haircut. He's got quarantine hair.
Yeah,
So
as so many.
Nina is the hairstylist of the stars. Nina, you've worked with some amazing people.
Thank you.
Some big stars. I won't name them
Some
unless you
movies.
want to. You can name them, but really amazing stuff. And Dave, you are her willing participant in this episode. Haircutting.
Yes, I'm ready.
And so, Nina, we all are sitting at home waiting for haircuts. So
Okay.
How do we deal with this?
Okay, I'm making it really easy today. Dave we haven't cut his hair in at least 2 months. And for anyone at home, I'm not even going to use my own scissors because they're in storage. Everything got put away before this happened. So I'm going to use some envelope scissors that I have disinfected that anyone has at home. I'm not even going to use a comb because not everyone has one, but I'm going to use something that all of your special needs families absolutely will love. We've got one for our dog who doesn't like to be touched with a clipper cut, and it's called a calming clipper. Literally calming clipper.
Oh, how cool.
Wait a minute. So I'm going to use that on Dave, and I'll show it to
It's
you.
instantly calmer.
It has a guard on it so that your kid can't get hurt by it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very cool.
The calming clipper.
Your next 2 bits.
Are you calm, Dave?
He's instantly
I'm
calmer.
trying to stay calm.
I can tell you.
But
As
see-
soon as she put that on you.
Oh, neat.
I'm not going to say it on Dave, but what happens is you can't hurt anybody because this protects the kid or the young adult. So
We definitely need that in our house.
yeah. So, okay, everyone's head is oval. When you go to a typical place, they kind of treat it like your head's square, and they bring everything out kind of like that. And you end up sometimes having a bit of a box haircut. I'm going to do something that's a little more organic. We've all been home, not doing our hair. I actually find that I prefer the way everyone looks, quite honestly, with less fuss, less muss. It's amazing when everyone just allows their natural hair to be wavy and curly and natural. I'm totally into that. So He just washed it so it's got its natural wave. And I'm just going to grab a section that feels a little heavy. Okay? And this is not an exact science. It's all about feel. And especially on a guy with a shorter haircut like you, Matt, it's about balance. If it's too short, it's too long, it might make you feel a little off balance. And so for me, doing an organic hairdo, it's about making you feel the best of you about yourself. So I like Dave with some messiness. I think it looks really cute on him. So I'm just going to take a piece like this.
There's no turning back now, Dave.
Yeah. I'm going to see how that looks. And because I'm grabbing a big section, and then I can twist it if I want, which is a cool concept. And then I've got it on an angle instead of straight up and down. The straight up and down makes that boxy look. So I'm going on an angle a little bit. And then turn your head that way, Dave, so everyone can see to your left, So it's got kind of a little bit of natural layering. Can you see that, or does he have to turn a little the other way? Turn to my way a little bit. Here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna do the same thing here and a little here. So
Oh yeah. Now we can see it better.
you can see it. So I'm twisting a little bit. I just take what I can grab. And here's the concept of anything when you're cutting. If you want something to be longer, walk away from it. So if you want to stay long, I'm not going to cut here. I'm going to pull it back, and this won't get cut. So I'm cutting away from the part that I don't want to cut. So now I've got some nice shaggy layers.
That front part's really important for me. That's all I have.
Got some nice shaggy layers there. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. You can look straight ahead and so that they can all see Dave. Look straight ahead. Okay. So this part is where Dave, it gets really wild. So I'm going to take it and twist it. And again on an angle.
I think you said it's not an exact science. That's true.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that's where most people have the most anxiety about cutting hair is that they think it's an exact science.
Exactly. I definitely have. I thought you were supposed to go straight across.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? An ear is on either side. So
You got to watch the ears. Yeah.
yeah, so what you want to do is take your right hand on your left ear and pull your ear down. And the reason you switch hands is so that his elbow is not in my way, so I can still cut.
Oh, that's a great trick.
Important safety tip there, people.
Okay, I'm doing the same thing. I'm not going straight up and down. I've got a little bit of an angle. And now I'm going to kind of just do that all around. I'm leaving this a little longer here for aesthetic purposes.
Dave, you already look better.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Need the help.
Well, your hair is very dense, so it's like she keeps cutting it, and you don't see as much of a difference because it seems.
I see a difference.
No, I'm saying he has a lot. His hair is thick.
Yeah.
It's like Eddie. The more I cut, the more hair is there.
Yeah.
But I literally have been giving the Prince Valiant straight across.
In the back, I'm literally taking everything that I can grab. Turn a little more.
Whoa, she is yanking your hair. That hurts. He's like grimacing. Poor Dave.
Important spot. We all want a little lift. So instead of it being dragging, I'm going to take everything at the top. Okay? Whatever I can grab. Do my little twisting. And then when I go like that, you can see how I've got some lift? Turn, let's turn you, hang on. Turn that way. See how I naturally get a little lift there?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna do a little more right here. Dave's hair gets really long, mullety right there, but I like it shaggy, so I'm not doing a lot to the little edges here. I'm kind of leaving those natural. Okay, let's turn back to the audience.
Nice.
Yeah. So we already look better, Dave. We really do.
Wonderful.
And then right here, this is this frames the eyes. And we sometimes cut his hair really short and choppy. Right now, we're kind of digging that it's a little more of a messy look. It looks cute with his new beard. So I'm just gonna take all of this, like I said, grab the whole thing, twist, and if I cut it up instead of forward, most people go straight across. It gets too conventional. So I'm pulling it up, and I'm gonna angle it again.
See, there we go.
Oh, nice.
Looking like $1 million there, Dave.
And then I didn't do this. Let me just do a little bit right there.
So take a little bit off the top.
Yeah, just a little bit.
There you go.
Nice. Oh, look at that. See? There we go.
A little
So it's
bit.
all about the angles, isn't it?
Yeah. Needs just a smidge more right here. And then I'm not going to use pomade because not everyone has pomade. I'm going to use hand lotion.
That's what I use sometimes.
Anything organic is what I prefer.
Hand lotion.
Yeah, let's see, hang on. You're already putting it in your, or face cream. You're already putting it on your face. So just run it through your hair. Especially on men, it gives it texture. Don't start right in the top. I like to start on the sides where it gets a little fluffy. If you start right in the front, sometimes you have too much product on your hair, on your hand.
Yeah. Nice.
Excellent. Excellent. Dave, you're ready for your close-up.
Thank you, Matt. I'm ready.
Nina, remind us again what the name of that cape was.
It's called, it's the whole kit. It's called Calming Clipper.
Calming Clipper. Because that's a
Clipper.
great idea.
Nice.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Calming Clipper. It comes as a set with all the attachments.
Oh,
Wow.
neat.
And
Neat.
you literally, I use it on Lady and she's very ornery. You cannot cut the person's skin because the guard is the protective barrier from the scissor.
Well, I think one of the biggest issues with kids with special needs parents is right now they're just letting their kids go because if kids can't sit still, and they're with something sharp, it's the biggest fear. You know, you're not going to even attempt it. But that's an amazing thing. I'm sure you can get it on Amazon.
Where you can get it? You can get it anywhere, pretty much.
You know, I don't remember. It's been a while, so
It's probably Amazon.
Well, what's it called again?
The Calming Clipper.
Calming Clipper. Set.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Nina Pasquitz, stylist to the stars, hairstylist for the stars, who gave Dave a quick and easy tousled do.
And it's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, Nina.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
We're going to bring you back depending on how long this wonderful lockdown goes. We might need to do maybe we'll do the buzzer next time because a lot of people have asked me about the buzzer.
We can do the buzzer on me.
Yeah. Well, we love
Okay, guys. Stay safe.
Thank you.
We love you.
Talk to you soon.
Guys, thanks for what you.
All right.
Awesome.
Very cool.
I would have gone a little shorter.
You would have gone a little shorter?
Yeah. But Nina, my God, she's worked with some.
But you can see the difference. That was great.
I know. It was crazy how quick it was.
And
how,
what was that? It was like 7 minutes?
Yeah.
6-7 minutes?
Mhm.
And it's
but she was using scissors that you just like Aviva's, tool scissors and no comb. I mean, just you grab it and twist it. He looked a little agonized, but
exactly.
That's the way to do it. Get your aggressions out on your husband while you're cutting his hair.
Well, that's what happened.
But you have no hair to pull. I could pull your beard.
Oh,
maybe.
wow. Yes. Do that again. There we go.
Okay.
That gets my chin down.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something inappropriate.
No.
Okay.
So,
all right. What is next? We're going to bring Gary.
So we have every couple of weeks we have Dr. Gary on, and it seems like we need a little pep talk from Dr. Gary.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring Gary on, and we're going to talk about Gary. How are you?
All right. How are you?
Yay.
You're doing well. You're at the clinic.
Yep, all day.
And how are things going at the clinic?
All right. We're doing a lot more testing, so we've seen a bunch of negative, which is good.
That's really good.
What is above your mask, Gary? Is that
that's a windscreen, like a.
Oh, it's
goggles.
a little. Ooh, cool.
So those are new. We haven't seen those before from you.
Yeah, no, they've been on every time. I think it's just the light.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe.
So yeah, we're still in this pickle. We're still in quarantine, most of America or a lot of America, and I think people are still having a lot of anxiety. So it's
Matt-
no different in Washington, I'm sure.
Well, I think that's the worst here. I mean, even us here, there's only 3 of us left that are really working it, and it's gotten really tough, 6 days at a time.
6 days at a time. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I was telling Matt that I felt that this past week has been probably the hardest week since we all went into lockdown. For a lot of people I spoke to, it just seemed like we had all come kind of to the capacity of not being sure, a lot of misinformation, and then to get kind of a certainty that we're going to be in this position of basically not being able to leave our house until August, even
Right,
maybe even
right.
further, and
Right.
it's very disheartening.
Well, I think that's
Well,
the hardest part.
I think that's the most difficult part of this whole thing is that you turn on the TV, you turn on the news, and you get all these different scenarios going on at once, and it's very difficult to figure out who to listen to and who to believe. And I think that's the most frustrating thing about this whole thing is
Right.
that there's no clear communication, I think.
Well, there's differing opinions everywhere, and some states not following it, some states following it,
Yeah.
and it's kind of got to the point of frustration. And again, we've talked about it before, and that's what I talk to the patients about, is that what have we accomplished so far? We went into lockdown with no treatment, no vaccine, and we're going to let it go with still no treatment, no vaccine. So
Yeah,
I think that's the frustrating part.
it is frustrating, and it's like I think
And
a
all
lot
the
of people,
lives lost.
yeah, and I think a lot of people don't understand that America is so different from a lot of these other countries. I mean, China certainly is huge,
Right.
And certainly massive in size, but a lot of these other countries, it's a lot easier to do this, to have a lockdown. I mean, it's not easy to have a lockdown, but I think a lot of these other countries, it's more controllable. And
Well, they have rules, and people don't, whether they're fearful to break the rules for the ramifications, the rules still are really enforced.
yeah,
I was watching a video where the kids are going back to school in China, and every little kid is going through a very specific process of kind of antibacterial, and I don't know what they were spraying them. It might be poisonous, but I mean, they were so methodical in their way of doing something, and there was no choice. You either do this or, and in America, for the good or the bad, we kind of get to do what we want, and there's positives and negatives to that.
right. And and there's something new every day. We learn something new every day, and we go in a new direction every day. It's just very, it's a while. It's been a while. It's like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Right. Yeah, it's been terrible.
So, well, Gary, so, I don't know, it's interesting. Every Sunday we do a story time, you know what that is, right?
Right. Yep. With Ed. Yep.
So every Sunday we do story time. And so, we were thinking really hard about, what we were going to do this Sunday. And we thought, I think what we should do is we should
Something
do
to cheer Gary up.
to cheer Gary up. So we're going to do this one.
That's funny.
Which
So,
happens to be written by
Darby's Down Day.
and illustrated.
And it's written and illustrated by Gary Bilodeau, who is Dr. Gary. And so, Gary, on Sunday at 5 Pacific time, your Darby's Down Day is going to be read at Story Time with Ed Asner.
When I was going to talk to you about that, that's one of the reasons we were trying to get in touch, was that if we put that up, you can certainly use that. And if people want to order it, let's take all the proceeds from that book and donate it to the center.
Well, there we go. Let's do it. And
That's wonderful, Gary.
And I'm glad we chose to surprise you, because it's much more fun to do that.
That's awesome. Yeah, and we can get it. I can get it printed for you, and so whoever wants one, whatever proceeds, we'll ship it to you.
All right, so everyone has to tune in on Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, and to YouTube Live or Facebook. No, I think it's just YouTube Live. YouTube Live.
Mhm.
And,
But it's on our Facebook page.
but it'll be on
it
our
goes
Facebook
live
page,
on our
yeah.
Facebook page. Uh-huh.
And check it out and order Darby's Down Day from the Ed Asner Family Center. We'll figure it out by then, and there'll be a link, and you can order it. So
That'd be perfect. Yep.
And people are going to really enjoy it.
And it's a great
really
book.
sweet.
Raise some money.
He had a
for you.
lot of fun reading it. A lot of fun.
That'd be great.
So, all right. Well, Gary, I think my big question is, you know, as a medical professional, I'm going to go back to COVID now because
It's your favorite topic.
it's my favorite topic. As a medical professional, what are you thinking about in terms of school? I mean, what should people be thinking right now in terms of school? And it's starting
and that's going to be the toughest part. I mean, you know, our kids they're talking about it. Of course, Hannah's going to be a senior. Really worried about it. They're looking at how do you do that? How do you integrate that? How do you make 6 feet apart between desks? How do you make a mask? I mean, are we going to do what we see happening, like Navah was talking about, in a foreign country where they wear a mask? It's very regimented. The temperature's taken. I don't see another way, especially if we release some of this. I think it's all going to come down to when we release this quarantine bigger, broader, how bad does it hit again? How bad does it hit in the winter?
Yeah.
You know, when you've got flu season and we're trying to wean out, like we're doing now still, is it the flu? Is it COVID? How are you going to bring them back in safely? And I think you're right. I think it's going to be tough. Honestly, if I was to say, I don't think it's going to happen this year. I really don't. They're trying to get this vaccine going, but I can't see them pushing it so hard and coming up with a poor vaccine and releasing that.
So it looks like we got to tighten the seatbelt a little bit. And
are you, Gary? You're thinking that even in fall they might not have it together,
right? Because I mean, if you look at the reports coming out, is this going to be worse? So they're saying the dark days of winter, of course. You know, I mean, we're halfway through already into May with no solution yet. Then you're going to hit the summer. Maybe it'll be a little bit better, but when you release, because some of them aren't saying, I mean, all the fairs and everything are canceled into August. You hit September, start a flu season, and you start all over. We got to be very, very careful. And
with our kids, you know, even if they did put guidelines into effect, our kids physically, most of them won't wear a mask or can't tolerate a mask.
Right.
And if they said, you know, LAUSD is going to go back in session, but all kids have to wear masks, that would just completely.
But how can they do it without doing that? That's the thing. They
but
can't.
You're not,
they can't go back without.
You're still not putting into the equation.
No, I'm not.
That Willie will wear a mask.
I understand.
Right.
But Eddie will not.
We should try.
And a lot of my friends
training him to wear a mask.
And
that's going to be the hardest part. Is you know, you're not just talking about every general population. You're talking about all populations who can and who can't do that. I mean, even if you were to talk to Dina, I mean, if you FaceTime Dina and you ask her, she tried wearing a mask to the store. She just physically can't do it. It gives her a panic attack. And
me too.
And she's got to go back out.
I'm the same way, Dina.
No, and
I feel like I'm hyperventilating. I almost passed out in Target because I felt like I was breathing my own air. It's a very much of a trigger for some people.
Well, supposedly the N95 masks are a little bit easier to breathe in.
Well,
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
That's what I'm wearing, and it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, he's shaking his head.
Well,
no, I
gotta figure
literally
something out
almost passed out in Target the other day because I felt so overheated, and it's like you're breathing your own air.
Yeah.
And
no, I know, and the heat, it's hot.
Even these are very damp by the end of the day. They feel
I
mean, the metal across the front, it's that pressure holding against your nose. It feels like
doesn't that give you a headache? That must give you a headache being pressured.
Well, you
bridge
my ears all day long.
Yeah, and then and then in the middle of summer, we're in the summer. It's going to be hot and it's going to be very difficult for everyone. Well, Gary, thanks for that great news. Appreciate it.
Well, let's leave on that. Everyone should watch.
I truly wish that we had. I wish we had better news anymore. You know, it's hard for us. You know, we're
Of
tired of
course.
being out here in the parking lot. You try to suture somebody in the rain and do it, you know, effectively, or you try to put on wound dressings effectively. It's not sterile anymore. It doesn't feel comfortable. It's hard on the patient. It's hard on us. And you know, as summer picks up, we're seeing more and more patients too, which makes it harder until this is done in the parking lot. We can bring people inside. It's ridiculous.
Well, Gary, Navah and I both, can't thank you enough for what you do every day, 6 days a week, and
Literally.
you're a mensch and you're a hero, and I'm so glad that once again Gary's book is going to be read on Sunday at 5 o'clock, and we thank you, Gary.
Well, and I thank you guys for all you do. I appreciate it. You guys keep me going just because we get to talk and I get to vent a little bit, so it's awesome.
Well, we appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Stay safe, Gary.
Love you guys.
Okay, buddy. Love you. Bye-bye. Well, here we are.
We got to cheer people up.
We got to do something right now to cheer people up.
Well,
what do
I
we do?
think
Quick,
it's Friday.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a beautiful weekend.
Yeah.
Safely, people can go back to the beach. You're not allowed, and maybe somebody can clarify for us. I've heard you can swim and surf. I have severe ADHD. It's hard for me to sit still. You can swim and surf.
Yeah.
But you can't put a towel down on the beach. Somebody has more information. I'd love to hear it. And you can walk on the beach.
That is true.
Yeah. So I think that in itself.
Is that what we're going to do?
I would not do that on the weekend because I think like everybody and their grandmother is going to be doing that.
It's going to be probably crowded, but I don't.
Or maybe go to a remote. My friend went to a remote beach in Laguna Beach, and it was beautiful. She was literally like one of the only people down there.
Really? Wow.
But it's beautiful weekend. Go to the beach. Don't put your towel down.
And then you got the 90 Day Fiance on
90 Day
TLC.
Fiance. And
Hollywood.
No.
What?
Chelsea's.
Chat. Chelsea's movie chat.
Chelsea's
which is on
movie.
Saturday night at 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So we.
Toy Story Part 1.
Toy Story Part 1.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it and join Chelsea on Saturday at 7 o'clock. We are going to cut out. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate everything that you do for us. We are here for you. And until next week,
same
stay
bat
safe.
channel, same bat time.
Stay inspired.
Bye, everyone.